Welcome to episode 1 of The Wrestling Source, the exclusive YouTube show from WrestlingNewsSource.com. My name's David, and I'll be your host each week as we discuss the current events in the world of professional wrestling. This week, Linda McMahon and her Senate run and the WWE's involvement. Who should the Raw general manager be? And Matt Hardy's twist of fate as he's released from World Wrestling Entertainment. At this point each week, it'll be your turn. We want to hear from you. Leave your comments in the comments area below on the YouTube screen, or find us on the internet at WrestlingNewsSource.com. Follow us on Twitter at WrestlingNewsHQ, or find our Facebook page at Wrestling News. We want to hear from you. We want to hear your comments, questions, criticisms, praises for the show you're about to see. Stay tuned, and we're looking forward to hearing from you each week. It's been a rough week this week for Linda McMahon and her run for senator from Connecticut. Vince McMahon this week launched his Stand Up for the WWE campaign to respond to allegations that Linda's opponents are running against her and her involvement in the past with the WWE. WWE is a company that's very used to controversy, very used to criticism, only this time I think it's really going to cost Linda McMahon her seat in the Senate. Her campaign and her advisors have distanced themselves from Vince's campaign for Stand Up for the WWE, claiming that was an independent campaign started by Vince. Linda's campaign had nothing to do with it. It's pretty gruesome out there, and if you've seen any of the online ads or the television ads against Linda McMahon and the way that she ran the WWE when she was CEO, her opponents are really taking her to task. I think this is going to cost her the Senate seat in Connecticut, but in reality, this is probably a situation that was decided long before for Connecticut voters. I don't see Linda McMahon winning this seat. I think Mr. Blumenthal is going to take it. I think this was really over before it got started for Linda. She had to know that these kind of allegations were going to come up. She had to know that she was going to be under really intense scrutiny from folks who still view professional wrestling as a garbage product and as a questionable means of operating a business. So, Linda, best of luck to you, but I think this is really going to be in the hands of the Democrats in Connecticut after Election Day coming up in the next couple of weeks. Speaking of the WWE and Raw, we've seen a lot of movement around the general manager angle in the past few weeks. Edge has showed his displeasure by destroying the general manager's laptop, and this past week, the replacement laptop was swiped by SmackDown general manager Teddy Long. Where is the WWE going to go with this? Sooner or later, they're going to have to produce a general manager that can be an on-air talent for the show if history is any indication of how the WWE handles this WWE president, WWE commissioner, WWE general manager role for Raw. I have my own opinion on who I think the general manager for Raw should be, and I don't think it's going to be a terribly popular one, but go with me on this. I think Kevin Nash should be brought in as the general manager of Raw following his recent release from TNA. If you think about it, it works. The reason the general manager was kept anonymous for as long as he was to protect himself or protect herself. And Kevin Nash can come in with the claim that he was protecting himself while he was still employed from another company. I think this is a great way to put a new spin on an invasion type angle. And with what we're seeing with the Nexus and with the Immortals in TNA, I think it's time for another invasion angle. Kevin Nash can come in, create some new controversy with superstars that he didn't have a chance to work with, and start up old controversies with superstars that he's got history with. If you think about it, it makes sense. It may not be the best idea. We know Kevin Nash has a history with making the product all about himself, especially with his run as Booker when he was still with the NWO back in WCW's final days. But if Kevin Nash has learned from history and if he's ready to take a more on-air personality seat as opposed to a wrestling seat, I think this could be a good way for the WWE to go. It could generate a lot of buzz. It can produce some tension between the two products. I think it's got some legs. It's got some potential. Vince, think about it. Let's have Kevin Nash as the WWE commissioner for Raw sooner rather than later. My final thoughts this week are on Matt Hardy. As you know, Matt Hardy was recently released from the WWE, and if you read his Twitter or pay attention to his YouTube videos, this is a welcome change for Matt. He's been looking to move on to bigger and better things, according to himself, and I hope he finds them. I really do. I think a jump to TNA for him would probably do him some good, especially playing as a face foil to his recently heel-turned brother Jeff as heavyweight champion. Jeff is really taking that sort of weird, twisted heel role and internalizing it and doing a great job with it. Hulk Hogan is good at booking those charismatic heel-type champions. He's good at playing those roles. He can probably offer Jeff some advice. I just hope, again, that Hulk Hogan knows enough to stay in the background and really do more of the booking and the control this time rather than try to play a big on-air role with TNA. Leave it to the younger guys. They've got the strap on Jeff. It's a good move. I think if Matt comes over and really plays up the face angle that he can take with the support that he's gotten recently from his followers on Twitter and from the internet wrestling community. I know there's some Matt detractors out there. They complain about his physique and about the way that he's too interested in what the fans think about him. But given the opportunity, I think Matt can really take it to the main event status at TNA and really give himself a chance to shine, to work some good matches against his brother Jeff. There's some tag team potential in the organization for him as well. He's a well-known tag team competitor. I think this could be Jeff's opportunity to play heel against his face brother. This could be a good opportunity for Matt to come in and make a name for himself. I hope he does a good job. I hope he finds what he's looking for, and hopefully that could be in TNA, and we still might see him on the air in the coming weeks. This week is WWE's annual Bragging Rights pay-per-view, where Team SmackDown takes on Team Raw for bragging rights in the WWE. Last year it was won by Team SmackDown. This year Team SmackDown is captained by The Big Show, while Raw's team is captained by Mr. Money in the Bank himself, The Miz. I'm hoping they're going to do something with The Miz and his Money in the Bank briefcase, maybe even this week at Bragging Rights. I think it'd be great to see Wade Barrett take the title off of Randy Orton and then have The Miz come out and swipe the title right off of Wade Barrett. Put John Cena in that mix somewhere. I think it would create some great tension between Cena and The Miz, continue the tension between Cena and the Nexus, add some tension between The Miz and the Nexus. It'll be interesting to see, and we'll be talking about that next week on The Wrestling Source and answering your questions. Let's hear what you think about Linda McMahon's Senate run. Let's hear what you think about my opinion that Kevin Nash should be general manager of Raw. I'd be interested to hear your take on Matt Hardy and what his future holds. Once again, you can find us on the internet at WrestlingNewsSource.com, on Twitter at WrestlingNewsHQ, and on Facebook at Wrestling News. This is David once again for The Wrestling Source, the exclusive YouTube show of WrestlingNewsSource.com. See you all next week.